In the tumultuous arena of American politics, the battle lines are often sharply drawn in hues of red and blue. As the 2024 elections draw closer, understanding the deep-seated ideological divides and areas of nuanced agreement between Republicans and Democrats becomes not just an academic exercise, but a civic necessity. From their 19th century origins to the present, both parties have evolved, their policies shaping and being shaped by the dynamic landscape of American societal values and global standings. This essay invites you on an exploratory journey through time, ideology, and policy to uncover the foundational and operational differences between these two political titans juxtaposed with their rare harmonies. The modern Democratic and Republican parties bear scant resemblance to their 19th century ancestors. The Democratic Party, founded in 1828, is considered the world's oldest active political party. Initially, it championed agrarian interests and states' rights, often aligning itself with slaveholding constituencies. In stark contrast, the Republican Party was born in 1854, forged in the crucible of anti-slavery movements and the collapse of the Whig Party. It quickly established itself as the party of national unity and progressive economic policies. The early distinctions set a historical context that still resonates in today's political strategies and alignments. The shift in demographic support in the 20th century, especially visible through the New Deal and the Civil Rights Movement, signifies crucial pivots that have led to the current ideological stances of both parties. At its core, the ideological battle between Democrats and Republicans hinges on differing views of government's role in citizens' lives. Democrats typically advocate for a larger government to provide more services and to rectify social and economic inequalities. Conversely, Republicans push for a smaller government footprint, emphasizing personal responsibility and free market solutions to societal challenges. This fundamental disagreement permeates nearly every policy debate, from healthcare to education, setting the stage for a deeper exploration of specific policy areas where these ideologies play out. Economic policy is perhaps the most divisive arena in U.S. politics, with stark contrast between Republican laissez-faire capitalism and Democratic interventionist policies aimed at redistributing wealth more equitably. Republicans argue that reducing government interference stimulates growth, whereas Democrats contend that without regulation, the economy benefits only the wealthy, leaving behind the middle and lower classes. Despite these differences, economic downturns such as the 2008 financial crisis have occasionally forced bipartisan approaches to fiscal policy, highlighting an underlying consensus when faced with national emergencies. Social issues: liberty, justice, and morality. Social policies reflect perhaps the most visually emotive differences between the two parties, encompassing hot-button topics like abortion, gun control, and LGBTQ+ rights. Republicans generally take a conservative stance, prioritizing traditional values and individual liberties as they interpret them, focusing heavily on the Second Amendment rights and pro-life agendas. Democrats advocate for progressive changes, pushing for broader civil rights protections and gun safety laws. This segment of policy not only highlights ideological divides, but also underscores the cultural and ethical priorities that influence each party's legislative endeavors. Environment and energy. Green policies, or growth. Environmental and energy policies offer a clear view of the priorities of each party. Democrats often promote green energy and stringent environmental regulations, arguing that long-term sustainability is crucial for future generations. Republicans, highlighting economic growth and job creation, typically support traditional energy sources like oil and coal, and are less inclined towards aggressive environmental regulations. The debate over how to balance economic interests with ecological sustainability continues to fuel one of the most persistent policy divides in American politics. Foreign policy interventionism versus isolationism. The dichotomy in foreign policy approaches between Democrats and Republicans can be summarized as interventionism versus isolationism, though recent years have seen nuances in these positions. Republicans have traditionally supported robust military spending and a strong international presence to safeguard American interests. Democrats, while not shying away from military engagement, typically emphasize diplomacy and multinational cooperation through entities like the United Nations. Healthcare, a right or a privilege? Healthcare is a quintessential example of ideological division. The Democratic push for healthcare as a universal right was epitomized by the Affordable Care Act, aiming to extend healthcare to all Americans irrespective of their economic status. Republicans often criticize such approaches as overly bureaucratic and prefer market-based solutions, arguing that they increase efficiency and choice for consumers. This debate touches on the core beliefs about government responsibility and individual autonomy, making it a central issue in elections and policy discussions. Education reform is a critical issue where both parties agree on the importance but diverge sharply on the method. Democrats typically support public schooling and advocate for federal oversight and funding to ensure equal educational opportunities across socioeconomic statuses. Republicans lean towards privatization of education through charter schools and vouchers, emphasizing parental choice and competition to improve educational standards. The education debate encompasses broader themes of equal opportunity, government oversight, and the role of the free market, reflecting the overarching ideologies of both parties. Immigration policy highlights a fundamental clash of visions. Democrats generally support more liberal immigration laws, seeing the U.S. as a land of opportunity that should remain accessible to those seeking refuge and a better life. Republicans tend to stress border security and stricter immigration controls, often citing economic competition and national security concerns. This divergence has not only shaped the political narrative, but has also impacted millions of lives, making it one of the most contentious areas of American policymaking. Despite these differences, areas of bipartisan agreement do exist. Issues like infrastructure development, drug policy reform, and certain aspects of trade policy have seen cooperative legislative efforts. These instances are vital as they showcase the potential for political collaboration and pragmatic governance amidst ideological divides. Such moments of unity are crucial for maintaining a functioning democracy, especially in a politically polarized environment. As American politics marches forward, the red-blue divide remains a defining characteristic, yet it is not an insurmountable barrier to progress. Both the Republican and Democratic parties demonstrate an ability to adapt and realign with shifting political, social, and economic landscapes. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for voters and policymakers alike. Armed with history and informed by present disputes, the American electorate can navigate these turbulent waters with greater awareness and insight, contributing to a more informed and engaged democratic society. The tapestry of American politics, woven with threads of contention and cooperation, reflects a nation continually striving towards its foundational promise of liberty and justice for all.